A journey I began 2 decades ago when curiosity and cultures made me step out into the world, led me home to India after decades exploring the world. In a millennium where everyone speaks of the future, joy has come to me at home. I find that our joy lies in ancient knowledge. A 5,000-year-old knowledge lives on in all those who still practice the timeless way. Joy and serenity are the gifts I continue to receive from this ancient culture I was born into. Bringing true joy to those who seek it too is the next stage of my journey. What is true well-being? Here in India, it is all around me, hidden in plain sight, the ancient living here and now in the present, within our reach. Namaste, Gurukkal.
Namaskaram.
Thank you very much for giving me the time.
Thank you so much for coming here.
Thanks a lot. So let me start from where we should start.
Yeah.
What do you do here?
Here, actually, I am the fifth generation Kalari master. And we teach the southern style of Kalaripayattu and the Varma Kalai. And here, our family started Kalari 126 years back. I was inspired by my father. His name is Sanalji. So currently we are training more than 500 students all over the globe actually now.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have multiple national medal winners. And one more thing, we are the Indian Knowledge System Center for Kalaripayattu and Siddha tradition, operated with the Trinity College of Engineering nearby. Okay. And currently I am the co-PI.
What is the specific offering that you give for well-being for people across the world?
The Southern Kalari style, which is a mix of multiple martial arts, we can say the Aditade, Varmakale, Kuttuvaris, Silambatam, like it is very ancient martial art forms mixed together to form this Southern style of martial art, where we Agasthyam actually innovated some kind of programs, which can be said that it's a unique program. So basically, one program is Nalludal.
Okay.
The word name is Nalludal means good body.
Good. Oh, Nalla Udal.
Nalla Udal. Right. So I little bit mix the breathing techniques of yogic tradition and the dynamic versions of Kalaripayattu together to form this Nalludal.
Let me ask you the logical next question. Then, if that is the case, what will I get? Let's say I am between that age group. I am, let's say, somewhere in, let's say, in the US.
Yes.
And I follow that practice. What will I get?
Knowing yourself is the very important factor actually. You should know yourself, how this system works, how we can evolve, what are the possibilities. That's why I specifically talk about this breathing part, because you should understand that breath decides your lifespan. You might be heard about the term breath per minute, right? Because fast breathing animals will be dying very fast.
Right.
Slow breathing animals will be like, they have a long lifespan.
Right.
Lifespan is equal to actually health itself. So if you are focusing on the breathe part with some dynamic movements and be aware of ourselves, will contribute a lot to you. So Nalludal is based upon this kind of thing. the UNESCO and World Health Organization, they are always saying post-pandemic, what happened is the mental health of the entire globe
Right.
is lost. It is something like 3 times it is trailing back.
Right.
So how we can improve the mental health is only through the breathing part only. Because breathe controls your mind.
Right.
In Hatha Yoga Pratipika, it is said that chale vade chalam chittam nischalam nischalam bhave. That means if your breath is disturbed, then your mind is disturbed.
I want to ask you one thing. How is the Kalaripayattu and the entire southern martial arts tradition, how do you bring that into the breath proposition?
All teachers or gurus teach Kalari as a martial art or a self-defense form. But what we have done in Nalludal is we mixed up the breathing, the yogic breathing techniques towards these dynamic movements. That is what that mix that we had done. So each and every movement, if you are doing in a different breathing patterns, so energy can be multiplied if breath is properly managed. So breathe, we always say breathe as prana.
Right.
You heard about prana,
Yeah,
right? So because without breathing, the life doesn't happen.
So what you're saying is that the southern martial arts tradition, probably like all martial arts traditions, has a very strong component of movement, which is what it is.
Yeah.
And therefore, underneath that is a very strong idea of breath itself, because movement incorporates very powerful dimensions of breath.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've brought in some of the elements of yogic breath into it. And so this combination is what gives us a kind of mastery over breath.
Yes.
And that, in a sense, is what you're saying is Nalludal, which is both body and mind.
Yeah. So we have a body-mind complex.
Right.
We don't have a mind and body.
Separately.
It is not separate.
Right.
So if you know about that, if you synchronize the movements with the breath and all, what will happen is magical things will happen.
So now, as a person who wants to bring this into my life for well-being, what is the practice I actually do? How do I get into this? What do I do on a daily basis?
So what will happen is we'll do a trial class from where how to breathe is preached in the first class.
Okay, so how to breathe is one. Then what is there?
Then we'll start the Kalari body movements. What we have multiple body movements, Kalari Urikkam, like physical body practices. We do a lot of exercises in Kalari. Maybe you have seen a lot of things. So these all kind of exercises in a comfortable way, because after 35, somebody will be like body will be rigid.
Correct.
The move flexibility will be lost. The mental orientation is different. So we will teach them very carefully, like step by step. We will do the classes.
So you will introduce the body movements which are intrinsic to the Indian Kerala martial arts form, Kalaripayattu.
Yes.
We will bring that into, and that's what you're going to teach initially, along with the ideas of breath, along with the methods of actually doing breath. Okay, so that's actually, and then what else is included?
See, actually, we think that the physical practices like martial art or yoga practice is about the body. Always we think that.
Right, correct.
But it is not about the body. It's only about it. It is a training for the mind.
Right.
In Kalari also, what is happening, we always think that it is a self-defense method, or a good Kalari trainer will not have any enemy or anything in his life. The situation never happens in his life.
Right. So it's not to fight somebody that you're doing this, but you're doing it for a much more deeper purpose, is your point.
Then we can, in daily challenges, actually we have different kind of challenges.
Day-to-day
life. Right. So these challenges we can overcome in a peaceful manner. And we can find more and more challenges, go there and beat it.
Got it.
In a very comfortable manner.
Relaxed.
So we call it as a warrior mindset. So actually, Nalludal provides a warrior mindset to overcome the fear.
Brilliant. And I think that is such a fundamental point, right? So essentially, you might be a lawyer sitting in New York, dealing with all of the tensions of, what corporate life gives you.
Yeah.
But what the warrior mindset gives you is the ability to face all challenges
Correct.
in a very powerful way, but in a very relaxed way.
Yeah.
Is what I'm sensing from what you're saying.
Correct. Swami Vivekananda said actually, fear is the root cause of all miseries in the world.
Of course.
So, getting away from fear or understanding fear is a very important factor. If you have a warrior mindset, then you will be fearless.
Right.
So, if you are fearless, what will happen is you will get more clarity over the life.
Right. Because you're a lot more present.
Yeah, you are more present, and you will get much more clarity in the life.
Okay.
Then you can straight away go. So what we are providing is we are creating a warrior mindset people, and we always have as Agasthian, we have a suffix that is wisdom and wellness.
So my question is, now the course is over. I go home. What do I do? What do I continue with?
Because we teach you thoroughly. Because always you can even practice in the home.
Right.
Without cheating, you should practice. That's the only advice.
So what do I practice? What do I do at home?
Because you have a sequence of exercises,
Right.
you know now.
Okay.
So you have the breathing. You are learning
Right.
very thoroughly, very accurately. You are learning in 3-4 months' time.
Right.
So you can even practice in the home.
Once I go home, how much do you think I need to invest in this on an ongoing basis to see the cultivation of that warrior mindset?
1 hour a day is enough actually. Okay. It's for you only.
No, absolutely.
for
Absolutely.
anybody else.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. What you're saying is, give yourself out of 24 hours, give yourself 1 hour.
Yeah.
And it transforms you into that warrior mindset.
Yes, it's a process happening inside. We always have a meditation program also. The name of the program is Agam. That means looking inside.
Right.
So this all teaches you to look inside.
Right. And learn from that. And I mean, it's one of the things that one notices about modern life is that if there is any one thing we have lost, it is our ability to hear ourselves.
Yeah. We actually travel through some psychological dramas.
Maybe psychological.
Every day.
Yeah. So does this help us hear ourselves better?
Yeah. The word term spirituality, that is a little bit confused in the modern world. The word spirituality came from the word esperita. It means breathing only. And what is spirituality means? To elevate the wisdom, elevate your intellect to a different dimension. That is the thing what is happening. The spiritually enlightened peoples, maybe the 18 Siddhas, I always say, were excellent scientists. They were actually yogis. They were doing a lot of research work for the upcoming generation. So it's about intellectually, where we'll get enormous clarity in life, so that we can walk very simply.
I saw, when I was just waiting in the other studio, and then I saw there was an article. It was very interesting. It was about young women and their ability to protect themselves.
Yeah.
And what is it that you are able to give? And I wanted to explore that a little bit further. Not only in the martial arts dimension, but I think in this context of a warrior mindset.
Yes. We have a very powerful program named Shakti for empowering the women. Actually.
Okay.
They are already empowered, but for giving them a fearless mind.
Right.
We do workshops. We always talk about this fearless mindset. Then we'll introduce some kind of self-defense techniques, very simple techniques that we can anybody can learn. That will actually boost the confidence of all the participants. After 1 hour or 2 hours of training, when we are taking the feedbacks, they are much confident.
So this is at its root, the idea of the fearless mind or the warrior mindset is very seductive, right? It's really something that you want.
Yeah.
Does it actually work in your mind?
Sure, it works.
Yeah.
When we start practicing, what will happen is basically we try to overcome the pain in the body.
Mm.
That is the first part.
Mm.
Because pain makes you little more like fearful.
Is that also part of Nalludal?
Yeah.
So, Gurukkal, let us turn to another, common dimension of daily life today.
Yeah.
And that is the fact that life has become very sedentary.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you don't move out from the chair that you sit in the morning, right? In that context, what does Nalludal have for the person?
See, if you need real health, there should be 4 kind of exercises should be done.
Right.
For example, one is the cardiovascular exercise, right, which triggers your heart or makes strengthen your heart.
Right.
Then second one is the anaerobic exercises or this resistance training or muscular training. Right. You should do.
Correct.
The third one is the flexibility training. The fourth one is the body balancing act, body balancing training. If we balance these 4 exercises, which Kalari can 100% provide, because all the movements have these cardiovascular movements, the flexibility thing is there obviously,
Right.
the body balancing thing should be there, and resistance training,
Very
this muscular thing.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So it's a comprehensive thing that incorporates all of these 4 or 5 different types of physical movements and exercises that make for physical health. complete
Yes.
physical.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me turn again to a completely different area, which I am fascinated by, which is the Siddha tradition.
Yeah.
Now, I know for a fact that the Siddha tradition and the southern, the martial arts tradition, there are close linkages that have maybe as techniques they've evolved from a larger Siddha, knowledge system. So, can we talk a little bit about that?
The southern style of martial art, especially the Tekkan Kalaripayattu, we are believing that Agastya is the Paramaguru, and all these Indian knowledges come from Shiva only.
Right.
So Shiva started teaching to Umayal, that is Parvati. From Umayal to Kartikeya to Agastya. Then this knowledge system came through Guru lineages. That's why Gurukkal, we say it's a plural word for Guru. That means there are a lot of Gurus.
So one is a Guru, but on the back of so many other Gurus.
So many other Gurus, because I got this knowledge from different Gurus, and they got this knowledge from different Gurus. So it is a lineage actually.
Right.
And the Siddha tradition, actually, the Agastya and the 18 Siddhas were actually, they amassed tremendous knowledge in the south. When we think about the Indian knowledges, immediately our mind will come to the point that Vedas and Upanishads and all, correct, maybe about the epics, correct, come. But nobody is talking about the southern knowledge, about the knowledge amassed by the 18 Siddhas. Right. They had done lot of experiments. They always say andathilulladhe pindam, pindathilulladhe andam. Right. That means whatever you see in the physical universe, in the cosmos, entire cosmos is there in you. Right.
Microcosm and the macrocosm are
they always they talk about that. Agastya came with from the basic grammar text Agatyam. He had done 100 of scriptures in Tamil.
Right. No, I think the Siddha tradition is extremely interesting, and I think, as you said, quite under sort of explored in the modern context. So, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Kalaripayattu. I've never done Kalaripayattu.
Yeah.
Can you introduce me to Kalaripayattu, where I know that at the end of a certain period, I will go home, then I can incorporate that in my life in very simple practice?
Yes, you can, because this Nalludal practice, within 3-4 months of time, you can really, you'll feel how your systems are moving, how the mind is, how joyful you are. The difference you can feel.
So, what is the first step on that?
The first step is very important, because to just initiate, that's it.
Right. Thank you very much.
I think some informations are there, right?
It's wonderful. I think we had a great conversation. Thank you very much for your time. My journey continues. Please join me on my next exploration.